So, Allie, going back historically, when we began Real World Endo, we really looked at philosophically trying to bring endodontics into the paradigm of restorative dentistry. We wanted to not have it treated as though it were a separate entity altogether, but something that actually made sense as part of the overall maintenance of a tooth and keeping a tooth. Tell me how ESX fits into that philosophically, how it fits into this concept of developing a restorative concept to doing what you do.
Absolutely. I think what you're referring to, Dennis, is the concept of restorative endodontics and the idea that the restoration of an endodontically treated tooth really begins at the apex. Sure. So you need to have the right biomechanics going on in your root canal therapy instrumentation phase so that you can maximize not only instrumentation but also obturation phase so that you can maximize the benefits and fracture resistance and all kinds of other qualities of a root that are beyond the disinfection that we all should be doing anyway during the root canal therapy, that will then help our restorative dentists get the most out of our treatment. And to that extent, ESX fulfills that criteria. The concept is very simple. It actually comes from, this, as you mentioned, many years ago, people prepared shapes that were variable in shape and had to be customized using custom cones and things like that. The idea comes from implant therapy. We said, well, why can't we just kind of transfer the same idea in implant therapy in which we use a drill and then you have pre-matched screws and abutments and everything is a matching system. Why don't we do that in endodontics? Why do we have to custom make everything for a given shape? So we ended up with the concept of having a constant taper preparation that is minimally invasive. It is 04, not 06. It's unnecessary to remove additional coronal tooth structure by higher tapers unless it is absolutely warranted. And it isn't warranted from what I have seen in my practice over the past 10 years. We've moved away completely from 06 and we're only using 04 preparation for that particular reason, because what matters most is what you remove at the apex, not the increased taper. We've talked about obturation and how that has affected that, we're moving away from the successive tapers for the obturation. But the concept of ESX revolves around this idea that we can get a minimally invasive constant preparation, constant taper preparation, have a matching paper point, and a gutta percha that is bioceramic coated and is matching with a filling system that bonds to the dentin and to the gutta percha. So now you have a philosophy of care that is based on preserving dentin, bonding inside the root canal. So the first time ever, we now have adhesive endodontics that makes sense, that is based on biocompatible materials. And then follow that up with, if required, you have a matching fiber post system as well as a required core for that thing. So it's all inclusive,
so
the whole endosequence system.
That was developed with the endosequence system has been retained and even brought to a higher level of efficiency. In this ESX system.
Yeah, that is the essential, this is the concept and philosophy behind the ESX and how you have the synchronicity, a match between sizes, which now what closes the gap is a cement, a bioceramic cement, which we've discussed in our obturation course, which really allows us to do what we do and be minimally invasive, get good success, get good restorative endodontics, and basically achieve all of this not only effectively but also efficiently. That's really the key.
So essentially not removing more tooth structure than is necessary to accomplish the disinfection and removal of debris, and at the same time maintain the integrity of the root structure for the restorative dentist.
Absolutely.
That's it.
And the motion that allows us to do this is a specific kind of motion called the single stroking clean. And let's come back and talk about that motion.
Okay.